Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing the bell. Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing the bell. Do me a favor, open the door. Let me in, yeah, yeah. Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing the bell. Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing a bell. Do me a favor, open the door. Let me in, yeah, yeah. All right. Brother John, Martin Luther, Phil and Don, Brother Michael, Antigen, open the door, let him in, oh yeah. Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing a bell. Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing a bell. Do me a favor, open the door, let him in, oh yeah. Sister Susie, Brother John, Martin Luther, Phil and Don, Brother Michael, Antigen, open the door, let him oh yeah, someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing a bell. Someone's knocking at the door. Somebody's ringing a bell. Do me a favor, open the door, let him in, oh yeah. Hey guys, happy Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to anyone in the United States. Maybe it's Mother's Day elsewhere too. I just don't know. I didn't look that up. But hope everyone's been having a good week. That was for our friend Moritz in Graz, Austria. I wanted to hear a little Paul McCartney and Wings. Never played that one before, but I thought I could probably give it a whirl. I'm sure I got the order of the song, the parts in the song wrong, but that's okay. It's close enough for a trial run. All right, let's see. So, hello, Moritz. Good to have you with us. Let me see here. Super Oliver, TNT. Hey, Steve, when you go live, could you play Root Beer Rag? I'll try to squeeze that one in for you today, Super. Love that song. Thanks for the request. Big Ships, how you doing today? He says, can you play Don't Go Breaking My Heart by Elton John? Quick question. How do you know all these Elton John songs? Because I want to know all of his songs on piano. Well, I know them from obsessing over them for 30 years. And I don't know all of them by any stretch of the imagination. I know most of the hits, but and I know a few of the deep cuts. Now, Billy Joel, I could play probably 85% of the songs he ever recorded. There's a few deep cuts that I haven't worked up yet, but yeah, that's sort of been like my primary goal in life for a lot of years. I'm glad it's working out into something that I can do to generate money. Otherwise, that would have been a lot of time spent with not very much to show for it. Well, no, that's not true. Lots of fun, certainly, over the years. Silviu, hey, Steve, happy Sunday to all from Romania, and happy Sunday back to you. Thanks for joining us, my friend. Don in Saskatoon says, hello, Steve. I'm looking forward to the stream today. It's nice to have a chance to hang with the cool kids again. Thanks for doing these streams. They make my week. Well, thank you. They make my week, too. Little programming note that I'll try to remind you guys of a couple of different times today. We'll be back here tomorrow for an unusual day. I don't normally stream on Mondays, but we will be streaming tomorrow, same time, same place, same bat time, same bat channel. Because it's Billy Joel's birthday. So we will be doing an all Billy Joel show tomorrow, all by request. So we'll be hitting, I'm sure, a lot of the famous songs and a lot of the deep cuts. So I'm looking forward to that. So join us at 4 if you got time. Or 4 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern. You guys have to do the math on everything else. Clo Metals says, hey, Steve, and hello back to you. Thanks for joining us. William Gabriel Funk Bettencourt says, hey, Steve, how you doing, William? Good to have you with us. Lucio says, hey, Steve, I see you in excellent shape. Well, thank you very much. It will be tomorrow, my friend. Although maybe, depending on where you're watching, if you're watching from like Australia or something, it already is Billy Joel's birthday. So I can't control the international date line, I'm afraid. Thank you, sir. And hello back to you, Ms. Hooker, the unicorn girl. I have a request of yours coming up soon. I think probably next, once I say hi to a few more people. Sits or skits, I'm not sure how to say that exactly right, but can you play Vienna? We'll try to get that one in for sure. I'm not going to completely inundate this particular stream with Billy Joel, not that we won't play some Billy Joel music, we always do. But just with the all Billy Joel stream coming tomorrow, I want to make sure that I have room for some other kinds of things today. And I'm going to be playing, one of the themes today is going to be, I'm going to be playing songs that I remember listening to in the living room of our home in Ogallala, Nebraska, when I was just a little chitlin, when my sister and I were tuning in to American Top 40 with Casey Kasem every Sunday for 4 hours. And my mom had a, pardon the French, but she had a bitchin' collection of 80s cassette tapes. And we did a lot of dancing in that front room and singing. So I'm going to be playing some songs reminiscent of that for my mother on Mother's Day. Alistair, I'm doing great. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. All right. Clo Metal, if it's okay, I'm gonna do that one tomorrow. I'm gonna probably not get that one in today's stream, but I promise you that that one will make it into the set list tomorrow. Love that song. Any Queen? I'll see what I can do about that, Alistair. It's a great band. Okay. Logan, how you doing, bud? I can play that one. I probably won't get to it today. My friend will probably wait and put that one in the All Billy Joel stream tomorrow, but that's a good song. Please remind me. Maybe send me a direct message in Facebook to remind me to put that in tomorrow's set list. WGF, joining us from England. Okay, let's get on with the show here a little bit. So I got this request from our friend Ruth Hooker, the Unicorn Girl. She asked me if I knew any yacht rock. She suggested Little River Band, which I love a lot of their songs, but I haven't listened to them with enough intent recently to remember their form and make sure, like, I don't know them in my head well enough to guess the chords right. So I'm not going to try that, Ruth, because I would butcher it. But you mentioned Christopher Cross, and to me, this is what started the whole yacht rock. Like, this took yacht rock to a whole new level, this particular song. So hopefully this will suffice, and it was one of the ones that you mentioned. Let's see if anyone remembers this. This also ticks off one of the little, my box for the 80s music, because this certainly got played a time or 20,000 in our living room.
Well, it's not that far to paradise, at least it's not for me. And if the wind is right, you can sail away, find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see. Believe me, it's not far to Never Never Land. No reason to pretend. If the wind is right, you can sail away and find the innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just do it and see. Believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it couldn't be. Just a dream and a grin to carry me. Soon I will be free. Fantasy gets the best of me when I'm sailing, all caught up in a reverie. Every word is a symphony. Won't you believe me?
sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it couldn't be. Just a dream and the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. Well, it's not far back to sanity, at least it's not for me. If the wind is right, you can sail away and find serenity. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see. Believe me, I say sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it couldn't be. Just a dream and the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. All right, a little Christopher Cross there for you. Thanks for the request, Ruth. You and a lot of other people, Clo Metal, but don't worry, I'll be watching for him. I can't wait. I love digging into his back catalog, so we'll have some fun with that tomorrow. And of course, you know, keep coming back, my friend. It's not like we don't put some Billy Joel deep cuts into the regular Sundays. I just want to make sure we have a little more variety today, since we're going to do nothing but Billy tomorrow. So we're good. WGF says, can I request something from the Too Low for Zero album, please? Oh, I love that album. That's my favorite 1980s record by Elton. That one and it's in a tie. That one and Sleeping with the Past are kind of in a tie for me with my favorite Elton records from that decade. Great stuff. Hey, Noah's with us. How you doing, Noah? Good to see you. Yes, and happy birthday to Billy tomorrow. R.I.P. Mickey Gilley. From me and my brother-in-law sat and drank adult beverages with Mickey at his club in Branson, Missouri for about 6 hours. Great guy. I am not sure who that is. Let me see, so that I know exactly what I'm talking about here. I hope it's not who I think it is. Okay, country music singer. I'm not as familiar with Mickey, but that's awesome, Bill. Rest in peace, sir. Thank you for your contribution to music. And hello, Bill. Good to have you with us, always. So, you are speaking above my pay grade, I think. I am not sure what that means. What is a super chat? Someone explain that to me in the feed here. Okay, we're going to carry on now with another one of these 80s songs, and then I'm going to do some Billy Joel and Elton John as per the requests that have come in. Okay? But this one came from a soundtrack that was great and a movie that was mediocre at best. Okay, just wanted to make sure I started it in the right key. Anyway, this was done by a guy named John Parr, who didn't really have a whole lot of other success, but man, he really made this one count. He wrote it with David Foster, who is one of my favorite songwriters and definitely one of my favorite producers, and an amazing piano player. He's produced and helped arrange and write songs for so many of my favorite artists over the years. Anyway, they were working on a soundtrack they were working on a song that needed to be called St. Elmo's Fire, because it was going to go on a soundtrack for the movie that was called St. Elmo's Fire. And they came up with with the music for this in about 3 hours, and they were really happy with what they had. They knew that was catchy. And then John had to write the words, and he's looking at this movie, and he's like, this movie's a piece of crap. There's nothing about it that's inspiring. And the St. Elmo's Fire name was, in the movie, it was the name of a bar that somebody was a waiter in. One of the characters was a waiter in. And so he's like, there's nothing inspiring about that. But then they accidentally caught some news footage of this Canadian guy named Rick Hansen. And Rick Hansen was a guy who was a great athlete who was in an automobile accident that left him paralyzed from the waist down when he was in his teens. And so he became one of the most successful Special Olympians in the world, actually, not just in Canada. And he wanted to raise a bunch of money and a bunch of awareness about spinal cord injuries and help get money raised, not just to try and find cures for spinal cord injuries, but also to just get care and facilities and the resources necessary for people who have experienced this. Because at that time, you know, it's still difficult, but like there's more. They didn't even have handicap accessible sidewalks and stuff yet. It was a really, really difficult time for someone who was confined to a wheelchair, and he wanted to help people that had the same affliction. And so he decided he was going to wheel himself all the way around the world. And they mapped out a route of about 40,000 kilometers. And he was in a Winnebago with two of his buddies, and they got some special wheelchairs made, a couple of special wheelchairs made for the gig that would help him. And he wheeled himself on highways and country roads through, I don't know, something like 50 or 60 different countries on every continent except Antarctica, as far as I know. And people would find out about this, and there would be massive groups of people watching him wheel down the street. And then other people who were confined to wheelchairs would join him for short stretches and wheel along with him. And there's some amazing video footage of what went on, and it was like a snowball going down the hill. It was just an amazing thing that was going on. He ended up raising like $26 million in like 1984, 85, something like that. And it really was spectacular. And it started with no fanfare. And when he came back to Canada, after having been all the way around the world and wheeling himself through rain and snow, and you think about the pain that his upper body would have gone through pushing that wheelchair up hills and through water and puddles and stuff, and he's in a Winnebago with paralysis in his legs, and he needs help getting to the bathroom and all these things, and he and his friends endured that for like however long it took, like a year and a half. He gets back to Canada, and he was just given this massive hero's welcome. And anyway, in the middle of all of that, he was in a news story. John Parr sees this. He was so inspired by what the guy was doing. He was like, this is what the words to this song are going to be about. I'll make it sound like it has something to do with this crappy movie we're going to put it in, but this guy, Rick Hansen, that's what this song is going to be about. And then John, the success of this song helped Rick raise a lot of money, and there was a marching band in his hometown in Vancouver, Canada, playing this song for him when he made his triumphant return after wheeling himself 40,000 kilometers around the globe. One of my favorite stories ever, one of my favorite 80s songs ever, and one that I loved when it was on the radio, and we listened to it plenty of times in the old Lungrin living room. Here it goes.
See the writing on the wall, passing by, moving straight ahead, and you knew it all. Maybe sometime if you feel the pain, find you're all alone, everything has changed. Play the game, you know you can't quit until it's won. Soldier on, only you can do what must be done. You know in some way you're a lot like me, just a prisoner, you're trying to break free. I can see a new horizon underneath the blazing sky. I'll be where the eagles flying higher and higher. Gonna be a man in motion, all I need's this pair of wheels. Take me where the future's lying, St. Elmo's fire. Ooh, yeah. Growing up, don't know just how far that I can go, just how far I'll go, yeah. We'll be home, so a few more miles down the road. Well, I can make it, I know I can. You broke the boy in me, but you won't break the man. I can see a new horizon underneath the blazing sky. I'll be where the eagles flying higher and higher. Gonna be your man in motion, all I need's this pair of wheels. Take me where my future's lying, St. Elmo's fire. I can climb the highest mountain, across the wildest sea. I can feel St. Elmo's fire burning in me, burning in me. Just once in his life, a man has his time, and my time is now. I'm coming alive. I can hear the music playing, I can see the banners flying. I feel a man again, I hope riding high. Gonna be a man in motion, all I need's this pair of wheels. But where the future's lying, St. Elmo's fire. I can see a new horizon underneath the blazing sky. I'll be where the eagles flying higher and higher. Gonna be a man in motion, all I need's this pair of wheels. Tell me where the future's lying, St. Elmo's fire. I can climb the highest mountain, across the wildest sea. I can feel St. Elmo's fire burning in me, burning, burning in me. I can feel it burning. Woo!
All right. So, thank you for that. Let's get a little Billy Joel request here in. I saw this one earlier. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'm going to play the instrumental. We'll do Vienna a little bit later in the show. I'm going to play an instrumental track by Billy Joel, give my voice a chance to recover because the one I just did is a little bit on the taxing side. So this is perfect. So here we go. This one is called The Root Beer Rag, and it's what I play when I want people to think I'm a good piano player. Hey. Thank you, Terry. Good reminder, by the way. Any of you who are fans of music and fans of cruising, we would invite you to join us on the next Piano Man Steve Ocean adventure. We've got a nice group already assembling. We'll be flying out, or we'll be cruising out of Miami, Florida, and we'll be hitting the Southern Caribbean this year, November 26th through December 4th.
hit Aruba and Curacao and a couple of ports in the Dominican Republic. It's going to be fabulous, and I'm going to be doing some concerts and some workshops for the piano lovers on the sea days. So, plus all the other good stuff that goes along with being on a cruise, spas, cocktail parties, dancing, all of that good stuff. So, anyone who's interested, you can reach out to me, and I will put you in contact with Terry, our cruise coordinator, who has secured very good pricing for this journey. Hope I'll see some of you. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Jack. We may get to that one. See what else has been happening in the comments. Oh, that's a good one. I don't know if I'll get to that today. I may wait and play that tomorrow at the Billy Joel birthday bash, just so that I've got a little more room for some variety today. A second Noah, hello. Thank you very much. Good to see you. No problem, Robert. You'll catch the replay. That's what it's there for. Thanks, man. Jakob in Denmark. Hey, Steve, can you play anything by 8-inch band called Kashmir? All the best. I really don't know any of their music, Jakob. I'm sorry. I mean, I've heard a little bit of it when you've sent it in for Q&A, but I haven't sat down and become familiar enough with it that I could perform it. I apologize. Don't mean to let you down. Thanks for the request. Hey, Steve, good evening. The legend that keeps on giving. May I ask what equipment you use? Do you use the Roland RD100 or Motif or such to reproduce Elton's piano? No, I'm on some pretty ancient stuff here, actually. This is a Baldwin Pianoville. I just have always really liked the piano patch on it, and I like the feel of the keyboard. It's semi-weighted instead of fully weighted, so it's not quite as hard on my fingers when I get to pounding really hard, but there's enough action there that I'm not quite as prone to mistakes as if it wasn't. And then this one over here is a Roland Phantom, which is what I make all of my backing tracks on, and when I do recording projects and such. And it's these guys. These have been with me for about 20 years, and they're just still soldiering on and serving me so well. I haven't felt the need to go out and spend $6,000 on new stuff, but the day will come, and I'll probably move on to Yamaha at that point, because I am first and foremost interested in the sound of the piano, and nobody even touches Yamaha, in my view, with their piano sampling these days. So anyway, there you go. Hey, Benjamin, that's one I'll probably wait and do tomorrow at the Billy Joel birthday party. But thank you for the request. But we'll see. If I feel like I have time for that along with the other things that have been coming in, I'll see what I can do. The king of rock and roll, Elvis. I don't get very many Elvis Presley requests. Boy, there's so much to choose from with the king. How about we do this? This is my favorite Elton John song. Or it's not Elton John. Elvis Presley. Jeez. Actually, I have more than one favorite Elvis song. It's kind of hard not to. But this one's my favorite from sort of the original, like, Elvis breakout, 56, 57, all of those, that time when he just sort of owned everything.
Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I'm itching like a man on a fuzzy tree. Who are you thinking there's as wild as a bug? I'm in love. I'm all shook up hey, yeah. Well, my hands are shaking and my knees are weak. I can't seem to stand on my own 2 feet. Who do you think when you have such luck? I'm in love. I'm all shook up hey, yeah. But please don't ask me what's on my mind. I'm a little mixed up, but I'm feeling fine. When I'm with that girl that I love best, my heart beats so it scares me to death. Will she touch my hand? What a thrill I got. Her lips are like a volcano that's hot. I'm proud to say that she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up hey, yeah. My tongue gets tied when I try to speak. My inside's shaking like a leaf on a tree. There's only one cue for this body and mind, to have that girl that I love so fine. Will she touch my hand? What a thrill I got. Her lips are like a volcano that's hot. And I'm proud to say that she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Ooh. Hey, well, I'm all shook up. All right, thanks for the request. Bill Hasty shares a little trivia with us. He says the 1980s movie Urban Cowboy was inspired by and filmed at Mickey's Gilley's Club in Texas. Oh, Mickey Gilley's Club in Texas, where the mechanical bull was first introduced. Yep, the John Travolta movie. So that's who we lost. Well, that is sort of an iconic scene, I won't lie. The newest song I've learned. Oh, that's a good question, Jack. Hang on. Moritz, good night. Understand. Good luck with your test. You're such a diligent student. I'm proud of you. The newest song that I've learned. Honestly, probably the newest song that I've learned have been some things I've been writing. So I can't even think of it. I apologize. Okay. Jerry Lee Lewis. We'll see what we can do about that. I like to introduce the 50s in small doses. Some Beatles. We'll try to get to that. Stevie Wonder. Good stuff. Roll Me Up by Willie. You know, I do not know that one, Dan. I apologize. I like Willie, but I don't happen to know that particular song. Okay, so we've got another request here that I need to get from earlier. We haven't played any Elton music yet. I have never tried to play this one before, but I've heard it so many times, I feel like I'm going to be able to get through this somehow. I just have to find the right key.
Okay, so this one was a big hit for Elton. It was a duet, which I'm going to have to figure out how to make it a one-person song, but it was a duet with a gal named Kiki D, and it was a number one hit for him, I believe, on both sides of the Atlantic, but certainly it was a number one hit in Great Britain, the only number one that he had in Great Britain until 1989 when he achieved one on his own as a solo song with Sacrifice. So he was more successful in America than in England. Which is very interesting to me. Okay, here we go. So let me see. Don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried. Oh, honey, if I get restless, baby, you're not that kind. Don't go breaking my heart. You take the weight off of me. Oh, honey, when you knock on my door, oh, I gave you my key. Nobody knows it. Nobody knows. Let me try that again. Well, nobody knows it. Where does it go? Give me a second. Nobody knows it. Nobody knows it. Nobody knows. There we go. When I was down, I was your clown. So nobody knows it, nobody knows. Right from the start, give you my heart. Oh, give you my heart. So don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your hearts. Don't go breaking my heart. Nobody told us, 'cause nobody showed us. Now it's up to us, babe. I think we can make it. So don't misunderstand me. You put the light in my life, or you put that spark to the flame. Hide your heart in my sights. Ooh, nobody knows it. When I was down, I was your clown. Ooh, so nobody knows it. Nobody knows. Right from the start, give you my heart. Oh, give you my heart. So don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your hearts. I won't go breaking your heart. Don't go breaking mine. Don't go breaking mine. Don't go breaking my heart. Say don't go breaking your hearts. Well, I hope no one singles that out and then uses that as the highlight reel to sell me to anyone. But I did try. Ha ha ha. I have no doubt. Thank you, Charlotte. Okay, so Stevie Wonder. I love Stevie Wonder. Let me see what I can do about some Stevie Wonder. You know, I saw Stevie Wonder in concert when I was just a wee lad, 1986, at the Nebraska State Fair at the Bob Devaney Center, right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And I remember enjoying it, but I did not know his catalog that well, so I don't know that I appreciated all of the incredible songs that were being played because I hadn't necessarily heard all of them yet, but I was familiar with the couple of big hits at that time were Part-Time Lover and I Just Called to Say I Love You. But I have grown even fonder of his earlier music as I've gotten older. So I'm going to try one here. And I'm going to have to do a little bit of scatting, a little bit of jazz scatting to make up for what I don't know how to play with my fingers yet. But this one is a tribute to one of the great musicians of all time, one of the most important composers in history of any genre, but at the absolute top of the mountain for jazz, the great Duke Ellington. And this one goes like this. Da 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 da. Bum 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 ba da da. Bum 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 ba da dum ba dum. Ba bum ba dum. Bum 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 ba da dum. Bum 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 ba da dum ba dum. Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand, with an equal opportunity for all to sing, dance, and clap their hands. Just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. But when you color away the letter A, that the people start to move. Hey! They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over, people. Music knows it. Wait. Over, people. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ba bum ba 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 da ba da ba da 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 da. Ba 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 da 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 ba da ba da 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 ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba da ba ba da ba ba da. Hey, music it is and always will be one of the things that life won't quit. But here is some of music's pioneers that time will not allow us to forget. There's Basie, Miller, Satchmo, and the king of Balsa Duke. And with a voice like Gilla's ringing out, there's a way the band can lose. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. Bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-bum, ba-dum, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Ba 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 da ba do ba da 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 ba ra ba ba rum ba ba da ba da ba ba da ba ba dum ba ba dum. All right, little Stevie Wonder.
Hey, Steve, the date is November 26th through December 4th, and the cruise line is Carnival that we're doing. And if you send me a message at pianomansteve@gmail.com, I can send you a flyer and all of the relevant details so you can learn more about it. Okay? pianomansteve@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to tell you more about it. Thank you. All right. So I was asked earlier if I could play something from an album called Too Low for Zero. There's so many good songs on Too Low for Zero, it's almost impossible for me to choose. This is an Elton John album from 1983, and but I see specific requests that is from that album, so I think that's from somebody else. So anyway, that gives me the sign that this is the one I should choose. So let's all go back to 1983. And one of the catchiest songs in Elton's catalog, and something I can't imagine him ever performing a concert without playing. Here we go. Shines from you, and you wind up like a wrecker. You hide behind that mask you use. But did you think the book could never win? But look at me, I'm coming back again. I got a taste of blood and a simple way. Did you know while I'm still standing, you just fade away? You know I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. After all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind, I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. Once I never could have hoped to win, look me and I'm coming back again. Once I never could have hoped to win, all I need to do is me again. And the threats you made were meant to cut me down. But love was just a circus, you'd be a clown by now. I'm still standing better than I ever did. Looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing better than I Hey, Kelly Jones. Thanks for joining us. Say hi to Casey. All right, so I don't like to spend too much time promoting such things, but if you are enjoying yourself enough that you'd like to leave a digital tip, I've got some options down in the description there. Got PayPal and Venmo. Any amount counts, it all adds up. Thank you for all your support, to those of you who have been throwing shekels in the jar all along. And thanks to everyone just for being here. It's nice to have an excuse to play. This is my favorite thing to do. I've come to enjoy this almost more than playing in front of people. I mean, you know, where they're in the same room with me. Thanks, Oliver. I appreciate that. I do indeed know Lady Madonna, and I was about to think about what Beatles song to do to honor a request earlier, so why don't we just pick that one? This is Paul McCartney's Ode to the Great Fats Domino. Lady Madonna, children at your feet. Wonder how you manage to make ends meet. Who finds the money when you pay the rent? Did you think that money was heaven sent? Friday night arrives without a suitcase. Sunday morning creeping like a nun. Monday's trying to learn the days of bootlegs. See how they run. Lady Madonna lying on the bed. Listen to the music playing in your head. All right. I promised this one earlier. Here it comes. Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile, but then if you're so smart, tell me, why are you still so afraid? Where's the fire? What you hurry about? You gotta cool it off before you burn it out. Got so much to do and only so many hours in a day. Hey, told. You'll get what you want, or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? Slow down, you're doing fine. Can't be everything you want to be before your time. Although it's so romantic on the borderline tonight. Too bad it's the life you lead. You're so ahead of yourself, you forgot what you need. Oh, you see when you're wrong. Oh, you can't always see when you're right. You're right. Got your passion, you got your pride. Don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, don't imagine they'll all come true. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? Tear the phone off the hook and disappear for a while. It's alright, you can afford to lose a day or two. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? You know where the truth is told. You'll get what you want, or you can just get old. You're gonna kick off before you even get halfway through. Ooh, when will you realize Vienna waits for you? When will you realize Vienna waits for you?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Took me a lot of years to learn how to do that. I wanted to when I was a teenager, and I just couldn't find it, no matter what. So it's fun. Billy Joel's one of my favorite singers. I don't think he gets enough credit for what a great singer he is. He is not a great singer in the traditional sense, the way you'd compare to like Sinatra or someone like that, but he was a guy in his prime who could do so many different things with his voice. He was an amazing utilitarian with his voice, and I think that is an underappreciated quality in singers. And that is one of the things that allowed for the incredible diversity in the kinds of songs that he wrote and was able to pull off and have success with. Because he could morph his voice into what it needed to be for that song. So, good stuff. So thank you for that compliment. It means a lot to me. Yes, indeed. And he was. Okay. Let us see what's next. I had other things planned. You know what? Earlier I was asked a question and I wasn't sure how to answer it. The question was, what's the newest song that you have learned?
I was like, I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I've been writing some new stuff lately. But turns out this is the newest song that I have learned. Because I've been thinking about, and I really learn it because I'm going to put a track together for it and have it in my potential set list for when I'm playing out and about when I, kind of do my one-man band stuff. And I love this song. This is from the 90s, actually. This is by another one of these artists that I think is really underappreciated for the greatness of his catalog, Bryan Adams. He was an 80s phenomenon, and then he continued to be a 90s phenomenon. And this came out in the late 90s and was totally different from anything that I'd heard him do up to that point, but it was so cool. It's got this really awesome kind of Spanish guitar, Latin lover thing going on with it. And I just really, really love the song, love the feel and the vibe of it. So I'm going to give it a try. Let's see if anyone remembers this one. To really love a woman, understand her, you gotta know her deep inside. Hear every thought, see every dream, and give her wings when she wants to fly. Then when you find yourself lying helpless in her arms, you know you're tell her that she's really wanted. When you love a woman, you tell her that she's the one. She needs somebody to tell her that it's gonna last forever. So tell me if you ever really let her hold you till you know how she needs to be touched. You gotta breathe her, really taste her, till you can feel her in your blood. And when you see your unborn children in her eyes, you know you're really love a woman. When you love a woman, you tell her that she's really wanted. When you love a woman, you tell her that she's the one. She needs somebody to tell her that you'll always be together. Tell me, have you ever really, really, really ever loved a woman? You got to give her some faith, hold her tight, a little tenderness, gotta treat her right. She will be there for you, taking good care of you. All right. Oh, and you find yourself lying helpless in her arms, you know you really love a woman. When you love a woman, you tell her that she's really wanted. When you love a woman, you tell her somebody to tell her that it's gonna last forever. So tell me, have you ever really, really, really ever loved a woman? Oh, tell me, have you ever really, really, really ever loved a woman? Oh, tell me, have you ever really, really, really ever loved a woman? Well, clearly I have a little bit of learning still to do, but I do love that song. Okay, let's see here. Tonight by Elton John. Have I seen Rocket Man? I have not. I heard about the historical inaccuracies in it, and I haven't wanted to do it. I haven't wanted to. I don't like to be critical of things. I really don't. I like to be an uplifter, but if I watch a movie about something that I know as much about as Elton John's career, and they intentionally did things like having him perform Crocodile Rock at the Troubadour like 3 years before Crocodile Rock was even on the charts, at least 2.5 before it was even written. I'm going to get critical and pissy about it, and I just don't like going there. And so Taron Egerton is a very, very talented guy. That's all I can say. And I wish him nothing but the best. And I know that Elton gave his blessing to that movie. Elton's kind of a weirdo when it comes to art, so he probably loved that they screwed all of the history up and made it kind of artsy-fartsy and all of that. But I don't think I would enjoy it, and I just don't want to be a grouchy old curmudgeon while I'm watching it. So that's why I haven't done it. Same reason I haven't watched Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm too close to the situation, you know? So that's why. Hey, Gary, you know what? That's one of the Lionel Richie songs I do not know. I mean, I've heard it, but I'm not familiar enough with it to play it for you. I apologize. So, my bad, sir. Can I do Skyline Pigeon? Oh, you know, I think I heard earlier, too, that the person requesting this was having a birthday today. So, yeah, we can do Skyline Pigeon. And I know my parents are watching this. I have an aunt who is, she is currently suffering from a very debilitating disease that's kind of robbing her. It's not Lou Gehrig's or ALS as they call it, but it's something kind of related to that, and it's basically robbed her of the ability to move. It's taking away her ability to speak, to swallow and eat the food that she likes. It's heartbreaking to see. It's one of those situations where I know that what she wants most is to just be free of it. And when you see someone that you care a lot about in that situation, you just want them to be free of it too. When I hear the song, that's kind of what I think of. So I will send this out into the universe for my Aunt Connie. Turn me loose from your hands, let me fly to distant lands, over green fields, trees and mountains, flowers, forest fountains, home along the lanes of the skyways, for this dark and lonely room projects a shadow cast in gloom, and my eyes are mirrors of the world outside, thinking of the way that the wind can turn the tide. These shadows turn from purple into gray, but just this skyline pigeon dreaming of the open, waiting for the day she can spread her wings and fly away again. Fly away, skyline pigeon, fly towards the dreams you left so very far behind. Fly away, skyline pigeon, fly towards the dreams you left so very far behind. Just wake up in the morning to the smell of new mown hay, to laugh and cry, to live and die in the brightness of my day. Wanna hear the pealing bells of distant churches sing, but most of all, please free me from this aching metal ring, and open out this cage toward the sun. Just this skyline pigeon dreaming of the open, waiting for the day he can spread his wings and fly away again. Fly away, skyline pigeon, fly towards the dreams you left so very far behind. Skyline pigeon, fly towards the dreams you left so very far behind. Here's another one I'm going to send out to my mom for Mother's Day. In homage to those special days at home while Dad was off manning the family business, and we were dancing in the living room to the greatest music the 80s had to offer. Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison, Kyrie eleison. The wind blows hard against this mountainside, across the sea into my soul. It reaches into where I cannot hide, setting my feet upon the road. My heart is old, it holds my memories. My body burns a gem-like flame. Somewhere between the soul and soft machine is where I find myself again. Kyrie lays on down the road that I must travel. Kyrie lays on through the darkness of the night. Kyrie lays on where I'm going, will you follow? Kyrie lays on a highway in the night. When I was young, I thought of growing old, of what my life would mean to me. Would I have followed down my chosen road, or only wished what I could be? Kyrie lays on down the road that I must travel. Kyrie lays on through the darkness of the night. Kyrie lays on where I'm going, will you follow? Kyrie lays on a highway in the light. Oh, 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 oh. Kyrie lays on down the road that I must travel. Kyrie lays on through the darkness of the night. Kyrie lays on where I'm going, will you follow? Kyrie lays on the highway in the light. Kyrie lays on, I'm going, will you follow? Kyrie lays on the darkness in the night. Yeah, 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 Kyrie lays on the road that I must follow. Kyrie lays on the darkness of the night. Kyrie lays on where I'm going, will you follow? Kyrie lays on the darkness of the night. The darkness of the night. Kyrie lays on the road that I must travel. Kyrie on the darkness of the night. Kyrie on where I'm going, will you follow? Kyrie on the driving of the light. I love it when I hit the wrong chord at the very end of the song. On a highway in the light. There we go. You know, I don't practice for these gigs. At least you know it's live. Okay, so just going through here, what are some of these other requests that came in? I'm going to do a Billy Joel deep cut here, because why not? We may end up playing it again tomorrow. This is a really nice little song off of an album called Turnstiles, which came out in 1976. It's played on the Fender Rhodes electric piano. Which is one of only two songs that I can think of that really featured the Fender Rhodes. He kind of abandoned the Fender Rhodes later in his career and did most of his electric piano work on the Yamaha, I think it was the Yamaha CP80, something like that. But this is kind of like the electric piano of all electric pianos. And this song is called James by request. James, we were always friends from my childhood days, and we made our plans, and we had to go our separate ways. I went on the road, you pursued an education. James, do you like your life? Can you find release? And will you ever change? Will you ever write your masterpiece? Are you still in school, living up to expectations? James, you were so relied upon. Everybody knows how hard you tried. Hey, look upon the job you've done, carrying the weight of family pride. James, you've been well behaved, you've been working hard, but will you always stay someone else's dream of who you are? What's good for you, but you're not good for anybody. James, you will education, James. How you gonna know for sure? And everything was so well organized. Hey, now everything is so secure, and everybody else is satisfied. James, can you like your life? Can you find release? Will you ever change? Will you ever write your masterpiece? Do what's good for you, or you're not good for anybody, James. Ooh, Terry, I love that song. Yeah, sure, let's give that one a try. This is one of the great singer-songwriters of all time, Dan Fogelberg. And he wrote this song for his father, who was also a musician. And I don't know all of the details of everything that's going on with this song, but I suspect that his father never enjoyed the commercial success that his son Dan did. But Dan always looked up to him and felt like he learned everything that he needed to know about making music from him. Anyway, I heard Dan say on more than one occasion throughout his career, if he'd only ever written one song, this is the one he would have wanted to do. And it's one of my all-time faves. Only child alone and wild, a cabinet maker's son. His hands are meant for different work, and his heart was known to none. Left his home and went his lone, a solitary way. And gave to me a gift I know I never can repay. Quiet man of music, denied a simpler fate. He tried to be a soldier once, but his music wouldn't wait. He earned his love through discipline, a thundering velvet hand. His gentle means of sculpting souls took me years to understand. The leader of the band is tired, his eyes are growing old, but his blood runs through my instrument and his song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I am just the living legacy to the leader of the band. Brothers' lives were different
for they heard another call. One went to Chicago and the other to St. Paul. And I'm in Colorado when I'm not in some hotel, living out this life I've chose and come to know so well. Thank you for the music and your stories of the road. I thank you for your freedom when it came my time to go. I thank you for the kindness and the times when you got tough. And Papa, I don't think I said I love you near enough. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old, but his blood runs through my instrument and his song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I'm just a living legacy to the leader of the band. I am a living legacy to the leader of the band. Thanks, Terry. Love that song. Well, I'm glad that I could help you have a few special moments with him here. I'm a big believer that nobody ever really leaves. They just are with us in a different way. Oh my, Jake James here is flattering me. He's asking me for one of my songs. And then I've got another great request down here. So I've got time probably for two more songs. And I think that what I'll do is I will play the one that Jake has asked for, that's one of mine, first. And then I'm going to honor Kevin's beautiful request and close the show with that. So this one, let me pull up some lyrics because, of course, I don't know the words to my songs. Because I don't play them that often. But this one, I wrote it. I wrote it as a special tribute to a friend of mine years ago. It's not really exactly about her. It's just I'm a guy. I was just telling my mom this earlier that I'm a guy who my songwriting mechanism kicks into gear whenever I hear a title that would work well. Because it's not hard for me to come up with a melody, and it's not even hard for me to write lyrics as long as I know what the story is going to be and if I've got a hook line. It's receiving the hook or the title that is, the thing, that the catalyst that'll get it started for me. And anyway, my best friend when I was growing up in Ogallala, Nebraska, had three sisters. They were all gorgeous. Loved going over to their house. They were all, of course, older than me by 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. But they were like the three hottest girls in all of Ogallala.
And so, you know, it was a good time to be 11, 12 years old. You know, weekend would come around. Hey, let's stay at your house, Steve. You have a Nintendo. I'm like, let's stay at your house, Link. You have 3 hot sisters. Anyway, years later, I became good friends with his. I mean, we knew each other, and obviously we were friendly. But I became good friends with his one of his older sisters, and we were friends that we would go and see a band, and we had 2 or 3 other buddies that would get together with us, guys and girls alike, and we get together and go see a local band in town that we had a lot of fun with, and hung out a lot for about 2 years. And it was a really special time, and I was reminded during that her name was Melissa Dawn, D-A-W-N. Anyway, her family called her Mia Dawn, and I thought, man, that sounds like a song title. So I wrote this silly little story about a 12-year-old in love with his friend's older sister. Called it Mia Dawn. So it's sort of in tribute to her specifically and that whole family, the Wagners in general. Here we go. This is on my 2018 album, which is called Keep This Party Rollin'. I was young, a naive boy of 13 years, a new taste on his tongue. Girls were just a waste of time, or so I always felt, till I fell in love with the one despite myself. She was the oldest sister of my best friend at the time, pushing 17 years old. Man, she blew my mind. Her eyes could light a dark room up, her hair a soft gold brown, a smile on which I wanted to be drowned. Her name was Mia Dawn, she had a magic wand, the first girl in the world to make me think I was in love. Mia Dawn, I could go on and on. She was the girl who flooded all my dreams, my Mia Dawn. Time she'd say hello, my knees would both go weak. I'd try to nod and smile, cause I'd forgotten how to speak. Nothing in the world had ever made me feel that way, and it's all that I could think of every day. When I would go to sleep at night, I'd dream about the day that I'd be old enough that she could see me that same way. Then I'd have the chance to show her who I really am, more than just her baby brother's friend. Her name was Mia Dawn, she had a magic wand, the first girl in the world to make me think I was in love. Mia Dawn, I could go on and on. She's the girl who flooded all my dreams, my Mia Dawn. Wasn't very long before she left to see the world, and I was growing up and started dating other girls. Though I haven't seen her now in such a long, long time, I'd be lying if I said she never crossed my mind. It's been more than 20 years and I have traveled far, but Mia Dawn still holds a special place inside my heart. The memories that I have are just as precious still today, and I know that it will always be that way. Her name was Mia Dawn, had a magic wand, the first girl in the world to make me think I was in love. Mia Dawn will always be the one who held the key to my heart in her palm. The girl I wanted more than anyone. She flooded all my dreams when I be at dawn. Thanks for the request, Jake. I really appreciate that. And for our last selection of the evening, we're going to turn to Elton John here. And this is a really sweet request by Kevin Tavares. He says, "Hey, Steve, my wife and I are expecting our first child in July. On this not quite first Mother's Day for her, could you please play Blessed by Elton John?" So, I can't think of a better way to go out today than on this song, which is one of my favorite songs from the 90s that Elton put out, and it was on a wonderful album called Made in England. So, congratulations to you and your wife, Kevin. I know you will make many, many beautiful memories together, and this is for you. Hey, you're a child in my head. You haven't walked yet. Your first words have yet to be said, but I swear you'll be blessed. I know you're still just a dream. Your eyes might be green, or the bluest that I've ever seen. Anyway, you'll be blessed. Hey, you'll be blessed. You'll have the best. I promise you that. Pick a star from the sky, pull your name from a hands. I promise you that. I promise you that. I promise you that. You'll be blessed. I need you before I'm too old to have and to hold, to walk with you and watch you grow, and know that you're blessed. And you'll be blessed. You'll have the best. I promise you that. Pick a star from the sky, pull your name from a hands. I promise you that. I promise you that. That you'll be blessed. You'll have the best. Promise you that. Pick a star from the sky, pull your name from a hands. I promise you that. I promise you that. I promise you that. You'll be blessed. Promise you that, promise you that, promise you that you'll be promise you that, promise you that, promise you that you'll be blessed. Thanks, Kevin. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it a day for now. I will be back tomorrow to celebrate Billy Joel's birthday. Bring all of your goofiest requests. We'll get to absolutely as many of them as we can, and we will try to balance it between hits and deep cuts so that real, serious Billy Joel fans are not left out, and the casual ones will still get a taste of what they're after, too. So we're going to have a lot of fun. I'll be back here, same bat time, same bat channel. Remember, if you're a musician, if you're not having fun when you're making music, you're doing it wrong. For everybody, it's give as much love as we can to as many people as we can, as often as we can. We do not know when this ride comes to an end for any particular one of us, so let's leave it on the field and have no regrets. Give extra special love to your mamas today, and I love all of you. I'll see you guys. Peace out.